Hi, my name is Alexandru Lazarescu. I'm with OpenText and I work in the OEM and API Solution Consulting division. Today we're going to talk about the OpenText Cloud Platform services. But before going there, for those of you who have been with OpenText for many years, you know that we have started with information management and we're continuously evolving our company. And if you've been to Enterprise World a couple of weeks ago, then you've heard our CEO telling you about how OpenText is now an AI company. How did we get there? Well, we started from information management. We added customer experience, security, AI, and now lately with Micro Focus acquisition, we went into app modernization, DevOps, operations, and so on. The reason why I'm saying all of this is that everything is changing. Everything, all of the enterprises are evolving, and they need to evolve in order to keep with today's trends. Now, what if you would be able to get expert help with all of these technology decisions and don't look at the complexity, but just run through and basically get to solutions much faster? Let me give you some examples. It doesn't matter if you're trying to get, for example, documents from the field and OCR them, add them to the case, and then present them or route them through a workflow, or maybe I just want to assess the risk of some documents that you're storing inside your application. Then for all of those, we can help you get to solutions faster because we have developed our OpenText Cloud Platform starting from all the knowledge that we have gathered throughout these more than 30 years of experience. So everything is based on our developer platform, on our API platform. And here we bring everything that you would expect from us as OpenText as an information management company. So we bring you top-level security, we bring you API management, and we bring you also the administration part of your API platform. Your developers are going to be thrilled because we are offering them all sorts of extensions, especially to IDE tools like VS Code. We offer them authentication possibilities. We offer them the possibility to use either our own native user management or any other single sign-on user management technology out there. But on top of that, we are already bringing to market a lot of APIs and a lot of services. And these APIs are exactly like Lego bricks. You can put them together to do whatever you want or to extend whatever you want from your application. Think about Capture. In Capture, you can input any type of image, it doesn't matter where it comes from, and then you can output everything like basic full text OCR of that image, but also automatic extraction of invoice data, line items, and other types of fields. Then routing it through a workflow, apply decisions, analyzing it for risk with risk card, or even viewing and transforming the document. Imagine that you have a document which you just found out that you have quite a lot of risk using the risk card, and maybe you have PI information or credit card information or different kind of information. Then you can immediately use the transformation service to automatically redact that kind of information so that you keep your document, but you redact the information from all of the security in order to comply with all of the security that you need. Now there are more services, and we are adding more and more services like notifications, send and receive all sorts of notifications through email, fax, or even instant messaging and SMS, signature services, faxes, and so on, but also coming from the IoT and IAM platforms that we have today. All of these are available today for you as a developer to start testing and trialing them out. So how are you going to do that? Well, basically, let's start with the first part of the application. Well, you can do one of the two use cases that we have identified out there. Either build an application from scratch and exactly what your customer is going to need, reuse that application across multiple customers. Basically, it's like if you want the comparison with a car manufacturer. You want to build your car, we can give you the engine, the wheels, and other sub parts of the car, but you're going to build a car exactly as your customer is going to need it. And of course, you can sell that car to as many customers as you want. And you can be as innovative as you want, because you don't reinvent the wheel. You can use our wheel in this discussion. Well, another use case would be the embed use case, where you already have an application, or your customer already has an application. You just need to add some more things to it. They already have a car. Maybe they need a crane on top of that car, which you can add by using the crane from us and then adding it to that car. So I'm going to talk today about the build use case. So what are you going to build? It doesn't matter. Basically, you can build any kind of application. I have here some example use cases, like an application for managing accessibility. As I said before, it's very easy. You just take the Lego bricks and start adding them around. So if you want to talk about accessibility, you're going to need to use the capture to capture documents, and then a workflow to send those documents through a workflow, and then viewing and transforming those documents in order to be accessible. Or onboarding. You have a new application for onboarding. Of course, you're going to need capture. You're going to take pictures from your phone. You're going to send those pictures to OCR to extract the data and use that as metadata. And of course, workflows and rules engines are going to be needed there. And so on. So streamline accounts payable, capture metadata, workflow storage, routing PI or PHI kind of information. And here is where a service like a risk card based on our natural language processing engine can give you even more information about what kind of PI or PHI you might have in those in those documents. Recertification, accounts receivable. So basically any kind of application, any kind of use case you can build today. It doesn't matter if it's going to be a banking use case. These are just like horizontal use cases, but they can be also vertical use cases, public sector. Any kind of organization today would benefit from this kind of toolkit in order to get their application streamlined much easier. How does it look like? So first of all, you as a partner, you're going to own the customer accounts, and this is going to be within OpenText Cloud. The customer is going to run the application. It can be cloud, on-premise, private cloud, public cloud. It doesn't matter. This is where the application is going to run. Let's say the engine is going to run. But then the application is going to access from OpenText Cloud different services. As I said, maybe capture, maybe storage, decision, workflow, metadata, and so on. And then you can also access the administrative features. I was mentioning earlier something about admin. Well, administrative is very important because you can automate application deployment. You can automate customer management. You can automate application lifecycle management. You can deploy automatically, or also using APIs, anything related to the application, even single sign-on configurations with the customer's preferred OAuth client. And then as time goes by, you can, of course, get more and more services and more functionality for your customer in order for you to be as agile as possible and have a better and faster time to market. Now I have some examples here. So there is, for example, a company that needed document capture and routing from the field. So basically, they wanted to capture everything immediately as something happened. So they use the camera. They built an application, a native application for iOS. They used the camera. They took pictures, and then using the smartphone and using the application, sent that image back to the OCR and form extraction to extract all of the data. And of course, using the workflow and the decision, send all of that information to the right persons. Once the workflow was done, they also used the notification in order to send back an SMS to that person saying, well, you know what, your case has already been approved, or we need more information, check your task, and so on. There are a lot of implementation options from ranging from mobile applications or web applications, or even devices that could embed this kind of capabilities, like let's say MFP. An MFP device can actually call, in today's world, they are connected to the internet, so they can very easily call different services from using the REST API. There are limitless use cases, and basically you can use a lot of things, including the content delivery, including content management. But let me just pause a little bit on the content management here and say content management is not necessarily just simply storing the document. It's much more than that. And this is where our experience with more than 30 years in information management comes into play. You need somebody that you can rely on, like OpenText, with this kind of knowledge in order to protect and make sure that your information is treated with the right security settings. You see here there are a couple of examples. For example, we're talking about documents like manuals, reports, transcripts. All of them have associated automatically in our REST APIs an ACL, which is the access control list, or the security settings, which is going to govern who can see it, what they can do with it, if they can download it, and so on. Also, we can use retention management in order to retain those documents. Lastly, we are encrypting all of this information so that nobody can get access to it unless they are authorized to view it. And you can also use some other services like viewing, which is going to give the possibility for you to expose some way of consulting those documents, but just by viewing and not by downloading the document. Or you can use a transformation service, as I was saying earlier, and redact sensitive information so that you can expose parts of the documents that you have, which are not sensitive, with different persons in other areas, or with auditors, or with external users. So basically, it's not only storage service, it's also all about the information management you are used to from working with OpenText for so many years. Okay, so how do we get started? I think the best thing we can do right now is to give you some options. So as an OEM and API team, we can give you the possibility to organize what we call a workshop. That's going to take a couple of hours, up to a day, or even more if it's needed, where we can basically go together and set up everything that we need. Set up the first postman request, go through some tutorials, and then at the end of that workshop, you can have everything in your hands. Or you can just do your hands-on, because basically everything that I'm talking about here is already available. We have our website where you can start developing. We have their documentation. You have postman collections. You have forums where we are also involved, and product management, and everybody's going to be there to help you. We have a very nice tutorial. My colleagues have done quite a good job on building that tutorial and touching on a lot of services so that you can see how you can use a lot of our available services to build a fully functional application. And of course, we can give you all of the support that you need. And lastly, we have all sorts of sample applications, like simple applications, or tutorial applications, or utility applications, and so on, which we can share with you, which we can work with together, and basically see and do whatever you want to do with those services. Thank you very much for today.